If I go like, it says don't do that. Tell me I better not. I didn't think this through. I hope you can hear me. I think that if I could, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to raise this up a little bit so the speaker, because last time we had a little bit of sound issue. There we go. So this morning I accidentally smashed my screen on my phone. And now what I'm looking at is this giant blur. Oh well. One of these days I'll get a new phone. Not today. Put this here. I'll put this right here. And I hope that you can hear me. I got two people here. I can see you. Can't see you. Alrighty, so what am I doing? I'm going to read chapter 11 of Tobacco Road by Erskine Caldwell. And I'm going to do that right now. If anybody wants to chat, feel free. I don't know how they get dirty. Gina just sent me a picture. It looked like a garbage pail kid. I couldn't see it though. The notification is teeny tiny. I probably shouldn't use my... That's fine. All right, here we go. The Lesters heard Duke blowing the horn far down the tobacco road long before the new automobile came within sight, and they all ran to the farthest corner of the yard and even out into the broom sedge to see Dude and Bessie arrive. Even the old grandmother was excited, and she waited behind a chinaberry tree to be among the first to see the new car. "Here they come," Jeter shouted. "Just look at them. It's a brand new automobile, all right. Just look at that shiny black paint. Great day in the morning. Just look at them coming yonder." Dude was driving about 20 miles an hour, and he was so busy blowing the horn, he forgot to slow down when he turned into the yard. The car jolted across the ditch, throwing Bessie against the top 3 or 4 times. The car jolted across the ditch, throwing Bessie against the top 3 or 4 times in quick succession, and breaking several leaves of the rear spring. Dude slowed down then, and the automobile rolled across the yard and came to a stop by the side of the house. Jeter was the first to reach the new motor car. He had run behind it while Dude was putting on the brakes, and he had held to the rear mudguard while trying to keep up with it. Ellie Mae and Ada were not far behind. The grandmother came as quickly as she could. "I never seen a finer-looking automobile in all my days," Jeter said. "It sure does make me happy again to see such a handsome machine. Don't you reckon you could take me for a little trip, Bessie? I sure would like to go off in it for a piece." Bessie opened the door and got out. The first thing she did was to take the bottom of her skirt and rub the dust off of the front fenders. "I reckon we can take you riding in it sometime," she said. "When me and Dude gets back, you can go riding." "Where is you and Dude going to, Bessie?" "We're going to ride around like married folks," she said proudly. "When folks get married, they always like to take a little ride together somewhere." Ada and Elle shone in the bright sun like a looking glass when they had finished. Dude climbed over the door and ordered his grandmother and sister away from the car. "Sister Bessie." Bessie moved toward the front porch, twisting the marriage license in her hands. Everyone else was still looking at the new automobile. Ellie Mae and Ada stood at a safe distance so Dude would not run them away with a stick. The old grandmother had gone behind the chinaberry tree again, awed by the sight. Dude walked around in a circle so he could see all sides of the car. He wanted to be certain that nobody put his hands on the car and dulled its luster. Jeter sat down on his heels and admired it. Bessie had gone halfway up the front steps, and she was trying to attract Dude's attention. "She is wanting to go in the house. You go show her in." Ada went inside and threw open the blinds. She could be heard dragging chairs around the room and here, she said. I mentioned it, sort of, to Dude, but he was blowing the horn so much he couldn't hear me. Dude, Jeter said, don't you see how bad Sister Bessie went slowly across the porch to the door, waiting to see if Dude were following. Ellie Mae drew herself up on her toes and tried to look into the bedroom through the open window. Ada was still busily engaged in straightening up the room, and every few minutes she would push a chair across the floor and jerk an end of one of the beds into a new position. What are they going to do in there, Ma? Ellie Mae asked. Ada came to the window and leaned out. She pushed Ellie Mae's hands from the sill and motioned to her to go away. Sister Bessie and Dude is married, she said. Now you go away and stop trying to see inside. You ain't got no seeing of them. After her mother had left the window, Ellie Mae again raised herself on the sill and looked inside. Dude had gone as far as the front door, but he lingered there to take one more look at the automobile. He stood there until Ada came out and pushed him inside and made him go into the room with Bessie. She took the marriage license from her skirt pocket and held it in front of her. You hold one end, Dude, and I'll hold the other. What are you going to do? Marry us, Dude, she said. Didn't you get that all done at the courthouse in Fuller? That wasn't all. I'm doing the balance now. Where's we going to take a ride, he asked. It won't be very long now. We want to stay here a little while first. We got plenty of time to ride around, Dude. Drive it, is you? You is the only one who can drive it, Dude, she said. But we got to hurry and finish marrying. You hold your end of the license while I pray. So be it. That's all. God, amen. There was a long silence while they looked at each other. Dude and me is married now. We is wife and husband. Dude, he is an innocent young boy, unused to the sinful ways of the country. And I am a woman. There was a rustle of skirts as Sister Bessie jumped to her feet and began running excitedly around the room. She came back and pulled at Dude, making him put his arms around her waist. Outside in the yard, Jeter and Ellie Mae had been standing on their toes, looking in fingers and trying to see inside. What you doing that for? He asked Jeter. Fingers and trying to see inside. What you doing that for? He asked Jeter. What you want to look at? Jeter turned away and looked out over the brown broom sedge. Ellie Mae ran around to the back of the house and tiptoed into the hall through the kitchen. Bessie came to the window and pulled Dude around until he faced her. Then she made him go back and sit down on the bed. Suddenly, without knowing how it happened, Dude found himself on the bed with a quilt over it. Jeter had found the ladder under the crib and had brought it to the window. Oh, that Jeter. All right, that's the end of chapter 11. I'm going to end this. And then, hey, there's Genevieve. Her notification just came down. And then I'm going to come right back and I'm going to read 12. That comes after 11, right? Yeah. It's Roman numerals. It takes me a second. Thank you.